Hello sleepers, this video will be calm and won't contain any swears, but I would still like to mention that the story of this only talks about death and some beatings. With this out of the way, I hope you enjoy the story of this lonely giant. I can hear you, human. If you think you're being sneaky, then you're wrong. I. What are you doing now? I can see you. Flee while you still can. I will devour you the moment I reach you. You have a dead witch for approaching me. If you plan on defeating me, it is impossible. I'll take you one. Are you deaf and blind? Why did you sit over there? I am the evil Oni, the giant from the east. I will grab you and eat you all in a single bite. Do you have nothing to fear? I see. You lost the will to live. Sadly for you, I will not be the one to take your life. I may be fear on this part of the mountains, but I actually never killed any human around here. Would you like to listen to my story? It is not one that is happy, but it will teach you why I came here alone in this deserted forest. It all began in the east. I was the youngest of 3 sons. We lived together, all 5 of us, with small disagreements and conflicts, but nothing out of the ordinary for our family. We were eating fruits and vegetables with the occasional cattle we took care of. All will seem pretty normal in the life of a human such as yourself. Until the day I've met with some human that got banished from their village. They made a settlement not too far from us. Well, it was far for them, but simply a short walk for us. At night, my dad and my brother came to their village. I was told humans were delicious, and we came here to devour a few and bring some back to my mother and brother. I thought nothing of it, so I took a girl in my hand. She had an expression of terror in her eyes and was screaming frantically. Often the animal we raised fled when they knew it was their time. They were afraid as if it was their instinct to fear certain death. I took a bite of her, about half. I wanted to savor my first human after all. The taste was amazing. The way the blood flowed into my mouth gave a delectable taste to the flesh I was consuming. I knew why my family loved to eat human. It was one of the most delicious food I ever ate, but there was something different about humans. As I was about to eat the rest of her, a man began banging on my ankle, cursing me and asking me to give the remainder of the girl to him. I had no idea who this man was and his relationship to my now half-eaten meal, but the anger and sadness in his eye, his plea for help made me feel incredibly guilty. This man stood no chance against any of us, but he was still there, asking me to give the corpse back to mourn the death of this person. He had no fears. The honor of this girl was more important than his very own life. Never before have I seen an animal with this much emotion in their hearts. I only saw fear before. I felt superior to all of those beasts, but To see this man having all of those emotions made me realize that I will be in the very same situation if someone ate my mother as if she was a simple snack. I dropped the rest of the body on the ground, ashamed of what I just did. We had meant to eat something other than human, but why did we come here? Yes, they were delicious, but they were as smart and had as much empathy as us. It was more than just a simple beast. It was someone I could have befriended and helped. Someone who could have listened to me and understood. I backed away, screaming for my dad and brothers to stop. They looked at me with confusion and bewilderment. Why will he ask us to stop? Humans were a rare delicacy in these parts, something to enjoy as a family, so they ignored me and continued their snacking while putting some humans in a bag as if it were berries they picked on the side of the road. I pushed my dad and took away his bag to free the human trapped inside. I believe some of them were able to get to safety, but my brother was able to get a few back. My dad punched me again and again, asking what was wrong with his son. After his outburst of anger, the rest of the villagers were either dead or nowhere to be seen. I then told him it was wrong to eat humans. They were as smart and lovable as us. They were also filled with pride, sadness and love, just like Enoni. I was called a fool by my family afterward, and they forbade me from ever coming to gather human with them again. I hope I'm not boring you because I'm still not done. Good. I will continue then. Afterward, I slowly began to understand that the dumb beast we had also hold an emotion. It then made sense to me when some cows will pass on after having their newborn child taken away from them. I also understood why some humans viewed their dogs or cat as if they were their own flesh and blood. The animal also had feeling, just not as complex or easy to read as human. Without thinking, I released them all. This deserved me another beating and my punishment. I swam across the sea, resting on some island across the way, and came to the land of the west. I heard there were giant trees even taller than Enoni, and I would feel more at ease within the forest than out there, risking seeing more of my own. I came across these lands during my travel. The giant trees I heard of were true, and in this safe haven, there were many fruits and vegetables growing around. I was able to find somewhere I felt like I could belong. Somewhere I was able to sustain myself without having to hurt anything else. I found myself a humble abode on the side of the mountain over there, but the day was lonely for someone who lived with a family of 5. To just suddenly become alone was very taxing mentally. I came to search for human as friend, companions. Maybe I could help them build structure or move rivers. I did find some humans, but they were terrified of me. I cannot blame them. Since then, the place where I live was even more empty than before. I feel as if some of the villagers moved farther from here, leaving some empty house behind them. You, after all these years, you are the very first human to come see me of your own free will. Even if you thought I will end your life, I am glad I was able to get some company. I do not know of your circumstance, and I will not ask for them, but I would like it if you could keep me company. You hope to discard your life, but I am asking if I can take it as a friend who will listen to me. I will care for you. It is quite easy due to my size. You will not have to think about your past life. If someone was after you, I will send them away. If you're hungry, I will feed you. And if you were just lonely like me, well, I think it was fate that led you to me. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy, you can subscribe and leave a like. I am taking a bit of time at the end to let you pause the video or close the page in case YouTube decide to put an ad without my knowledge. Have a good evening.